Tough question. Firstly, addressing that game, obviously superbly proud of those guys and what they achieved. It was great to see sort of Gary Barnett in pre-season come down to the clubhouse and get a great reception from the supporters. And as a club, we've benefited hugely from everything that's gone before us. I think the 20 years have passed is quite amazing, really, because for many of the people who still talk about it, it seems like yesterday. But for me, it just indicates, I suppose, what Barry's capable of and the Vale is capable of. 6,500 people out here for a game against Aberdeen, but just a magnificent event to celebrate, really. But in terms of as the club move forward, I think that we've had some magnificent times here since then, some extreme highs, Champions League, etc., and maybe some extreme lows. What I will say now is that I'm quite proud to say that we've got some good people. We've grown immensely now in terms of the player base. Facilities now are very, very good as well. And I think that now the word is that we're community grounded. We're quite proud of that. 600 odd players in the club, which is immense. And I think now stable and moving forward. Match day, well, today's a bit different, so we've been up to the Butts today to watch some of the kids' teams, which I got to say is a massive privilege. It's great to see the kids all wearing the same kit as the first team and feeling part of the club, and the coaches doing exactly the same. So today that was the start. Now it's obviously down the clubhouse now to just prepare our final sort of aspects. So the coaches will meet early now. As we speak, the kit man, Matthew Case, is managing all the kit and getting all that set up in the changing rooms. Coaches arrive and set up the warm-ups and do the set pieces and do the final sort of alterations, really. Players will arrive at 1 o'clock ahead of a 2:30 kick-off. We'll play the game, hopefully do well. Then we're back in the clubhouse. We'll watch the 5:30 game on BT Sport, which is great. And then tonight we've got a race night, so and that'll be a club race night. So it's great to see the other people involved in the club as well. Yeah, difficult question to answer, really, because considering where we were, into Division 3, and thankfully we won that, into Division into 2, and the boys done well to win that as well, and then to go and compete back in our first season in Division 1 and ultimately finish runners-up was something to be proud of in many ways, but I do feel as if in some ways we possibly underachieved. I think that in some aspects that we had maybe, more to offer in some aspects, and that's the disappointing thing. However, if you'd said to me at the start of the season that we'd be competing right up until the final game, I'd have taken that. The pleasing thing for me is that the club has moved forward immensely in terms of we've achieved the UEFA domestic licence, which means now that we are a viable club to gain promotion should we be good enough to take that. But then I also reflect and I say that last season, the team that finishes the top of the league deserves to go up, and I thought Cardiff Met deservedly got promoted. Absolutely, yeah. A community club can mean many different things, but for us, we want to be a club that's attached with strong bonds to our local community. I think at the moment, our playing base suggests that, but now we've got a facility that we can use a lot more frequently. So, previously, for example, when Jenner Park was a grass pitch, albeit a magnificent grass pitch, generally most people would be associated with maybe playing a final here. If you're a good team, maybe once every other year. If you're not so, maybe once or twice every 4 or 5 years maybe. So now people are using it on a more frequent basis in the evenings, training here, so they feel a greater affinity with Jenner Park, the local facility. For us then, the clubhouse is just it's a nice space for us to use, really. It can be all things for all people. It could be a dinner, it could be a wedding, it could be a christening, sadly it could be a wake, but also it could be a birthday party, and it could be just a nice hospitable venue for us to host opposition teams. So yeah, it's gone, yeah, it's very different to how it used to be. Thanks to our sponsors and the guys who work hard behind the scenes, it's been transformed, and the hope is that it continues that way. I'll let others judge that, to be fair. We've been quite successful. I think that we can be better. At the moment, we've contributed successfully to the club's history in finishing, gaining 2 promotions, winning 2 titles, FAW semi-finalists in the Welsh Cup. But I'm hoping the best is yet to come. I can't really, because every game means different things to everybody involved. There's been some huge emotional moments, where players have come back from injury, for example, and scored with their first touch. That was quite emotional. We've had hugely challenging situations where we've played some very good teams and haven't really performed. We've had some magnificent runs where we've gone on 10, 12, 14 games, 15 games unbeaten, which is fantastic. But if I was to pick one, it would be a sad moment but also a proud moment, and reaching the FAW Welsh Cup semi-final against all odds. That was a proud day. Gutted to lose, but it was a proud day, and just give us a little taste, if you like, of what's to come. If you're looking more closer to home, I think last year the TNS game, again disappointing to lose. Magnificent side, play a fantastic brand of football, and something for for us and everyone else to aspire to. But to see the crowd that day, to see the ground buzzing, to see us host a live game, given all that we've been through, that I was very proud of that day for very different reasons as well.